Welcome to Helmets and Microphones. Bold voices, brave minds. From the ride to the club, we're telling the stories that matter. Strap in, mic up. This is Helmets and Microphones. Let's get into it.
Welcome everyone to another great episodes of Helmets and Microphone. I am your host, Super Dave, here for a wonderful episode today. When I got the call in on this one, and it being Black History Month, me and Chip said we couldn't end this no other way. Couldn't end Black History Month no other way. I'm bringing Chips in for a second. She's going, Manda.
Good evening, everybody.
Chips, you there?
I'm here.
Hey. Welcome to Chips. I keep losing you.
Huh?
Okay, you there? So, today we we got a very special guest, and Chips, I don't see you.
Hey.
Hey, okay, I'm gonna stop mashing buttons. I ain't gonna mash no more buttons. So I see you scrolling over there. We'll get back to Chips. Like I said, we're gonna got a special guest today, and we're going to have a great show. And
Yeah.
I got to talk to Mr. Dreammaker earlier, post pre-show, and we got a lot to tell. So I'm gonna let you man the comments and stuff on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll come back to you at the end. All right.
Okay.
All right. All right. I'm no further ado. I'm gonna bring in Roadrunner. He's the national secretary for Buffalo Soldiers, and then I bring in our guests.
Good evening, Super Dave.
Roadrunner, you hear me?
I hear you now.
Roadrunner, you hear me now? All right.
Yeah, I hear you.
Little technical difficulties, but we're gonna get through this. All right, there you go. Man, first of all, I'd like to thank you for the reach out that you gave me on our guest for tonight, man. It meant a whole lot to me. Just to get the honor. I done did a lot of, I ain't gonna say a lot. I done had my fair share of national presidents I interviewed, but this is my first founder I ever interviewed. So thank you for that opportunity. And man, like I said in my pre-show, I got to talk to him a little bit, but I didn't want to get too much out of him until he was, I wanted everybody to hear it. So I'm waiting on him to come on. I think he needs to turn on his camera.
Okay.
I see him there. He just needs to turn his camera on. Yep. So how your week been? How your week been, Roland? Yeah, we're trying to get Mr. Dreammaker on, and yeah, I will be excited. I was excited. Yeah, I'm just waiting on him to turn on his camera. I see him there. Just got to hit the video button so it can bring his camera on. All right, y'all. While we're getting Mr. Dreammaker situated here, we're gonna most definitely, reflect on some of the things that's been going on in Black history. You know, a little bit off subject. All right, he's on there now. He's on there now. Y'all, with no further ado, I want to introduce and bring in Mr. Kenneth Dreammaker Thompson, the founder. When y'all hear the word founder of Buffalo Soldiers, y'all give me a hand.
Are you muted, Dream?
Dream, you
Unmute. Go
hear
down
us?
to the bottom and unmute. Hit the microphone. There you go.
No, he just muted. Tell him to unmute it. No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Hit the unmute button. Say something now. Oh, I still can't hear you.
Can't hear you. We can't hear you, Dream.
He gonna get it together. Yeah, he
Hold
gonna
on
get
one
it
second.
together. I had him on here early.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had him earlier. Everything was good.
Mm-hmm. So he'll get it right. I got faith in him. He started one of the biggest motorcycle clubs in America, so in the nation, in the world. So I know he'll figure this easy. Yep. So back to what I was saying, you know, we had a little disturbance in Georgia, in the Atlanta area this past week that kind of I can't hear you. So, when we think about Black history, everybody want to think about, you know, the founders, the Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolms. I hear something.
Dream,
Say something.
you didn't touch it?
I didn't touch it. Can you hear me through the phone?
I can hear you through the phone, but it's probably gonna get feedback.
Yeah, we're gonna be patient with it. We're gonna get it right. I don't care how long it takes us to get it right. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna get it right, and we're gonna get this interview. You know, Chips, who we got out there tuning in.
Hey, Super Dave.
I see Leg.
I just told him to log out and click and log back in again, and let's see if it worked. Cause he hadn't done anything since we did it on the pre-show, and I don't know. So he's gonna log back in.
That's fine. That's fine. Like I said, we ain't in no hurry. We ain't in no hurry, and we most definitely gonna get this interview tonight. All right, I see him just log back in. I'm just trying to wait till his picture pop up. All right, we're fit to try it now.
All right, there you go. All right, Super Dave, can you hear me?
We got you.
I hear you fine.
All
I hear
right.
you fine. But we just lost Roadrunner, but I got you.
No, Roadrunner's on there.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Cool. Now I got everybody. All right, now the band is back together. How you doing, sir? Everybody,
Man, I'm
Mr.
doing
Kenneth
great.
Dreammaker Thompson, founder. Man, it's an honor and pleasure for you to be on Helmets and Microphone. I know rather early you got to see Chips, my co-host. She's manning the backstage, and we want to just thank you, man. And like I told you earlier in the pre-show, how did it start? I just want, that morning you woke up and decided this is what you want to do. How did it all start?
If you want the real story, Super Dave, I was in another club, and the election, I was pretty popular. I had been in the club 1 or 2 years, and I was pretty popular, and the elections was coming up, and the president of that club said, Dream, don't take my club, man. I worked hard, and I started the club, put my money into it. He said, man, why don't you start your own club? And I said, you know what, brother, I think I will. And I think at the time it was about 13 of us, and 7 of us got up and walked. And that's how I started this particular organization.
Wow. So it was originally when you started, it was 7 of you all who started the Buffalo Soldiers?
Right. Correct.
How many? I know you still here. How many of the original 7 is still, around?
You know what, Dave? A lot of people get it mixed up. I got 1 member who's an original member, and we're looking, Dave, almost 40 years ago.
Oh, wow. That's amazing though. That's amazing. I'm doing my research. I'm a journalist, and I like to research. You said I got paperwork and everything. And so I've been doing my research. I do not come over here unprepared. And it says you what, former Chicago PD?
Well, when I started the club, I was active. I was active police officer.
Okay.
And I didn't retire actually until 2009. I actually started the club, Dave, around 1985, 1986. Okay. And so I didn't retire until 2009. So that's how, when clubs start, Dave, oftentimes you have friends who happen to ride. And that's how your clubs get started. You recruit your friends, they recruit their friends, and it just built from there.
Right.
Hey, Dave.
That's true.
Hey, Dave.
That's true, man. And
Hey, Dave.
I thank you and your friends. Your friends, y'all did a wonderful thing. So I learned from the National Press 2 weeks ago when we interviewed them that you are the picture on the back of the other cuts. That's you.
Yes, that is.
So what made you come up with that idea?
I didn't. The story, Dave, is if you recall years ago, you had a lot of young people who were out there doing airbrushing. And this young man, he was about 19 or so, and he had airbrushed my bags on my Gold Wing at the time. And so when I started the club, I went to him. I had the idea of I told him I'd like a African-American soldier, post-war soldier from the cavalry. And I said I'd like for him to have the gauntlet gloves and and I gave him an idea of the sword going across his chest and the kepi cap. And he said, okay. And he said, well, who you want it to look like? I said, well, just an African American. He said, what about you? I said, cool. And I didn't sit for it, Dave. I didn't sit for it. This guy just went from his memory. And he said, I'll call you when it's ready. And he called me in about a week or so. And I have that original artwork that he did. I have that hanging in a frame in my house.
Wow. That's nice. That's wonderful. And once they told me that story, I was like, man, that's truly amazing. Then once I went back and looked at the picture, and then I did my research. I looked at your younger pictures, and I said, man, it looked just like him.
Yeah, I was a little bit
just
younger.
like him. And most definitely. And you said something that caught my eye. I was at work last night and I was researching when I supposed to been working. I saw the picture of you, and I saw that picture of a young man on that gold wing leaning in them curves in the mountain. Would that happen to be you, Mr. Dreammaker?
I don't know which picture you was looking at, but it might have been because originally, Super Dave, there were all gold wings except the one brother that still left. He had a Harley, and the rest, we all had gold wings.
Okay, most definitely. I'm a gold wing fan. I do have my gold wing. I got a Harley too, but there ain't nothing like the gold wing. I say that, I stand on that. And it was a nice picture. I said I was gonna ask. I said when I get him on my show tomorrow, I'm asking him, is this you? Roadrunner. I had Googled his name, and it was a picture of you standing, and you was it was a picture of a gold wing kind of in the curve. I said, wonder was that him? Could have been. So obstacles when we're currently in Black History Month, Dreammaker, and the obstacles that you may have encountered with the Buffalo Soldiers, in helping and moving, Black history, in a positive way, because I see y'all everywhere. Matter of fact, the shirt I got on, Buffalo Soldiers be a big part of helping out in Henry County, Georgia. Me and Chips do the MLK parade every year, and the Buffalo Soldiers be there. So what are some of the stuff that y'all do, in the month of February or year round for us, Black history is involved?
You want me to answer that, or you want Roadrunner to get into that?
Or you are Roadrunner, either one. Cause Roadrunner probably got, Roadrunner, take your mic on. Yeah, what's some of the Black history events that you all participate in, and to help keep Black history from dying?
Well, our organization throughout the country during the month of February, we don't just do it in the month of February, but the month of February is a big month, and it rolls over into March. During the month of February, we normally have a big Martin Luther King Day parade in Augusta, Georgia, where our Augusta, Georgia chapter puts on a big parade for Martin Luther King Day. And then we have chapters throughout the organization that participate in Martin Luther King Day parades in their respective cities. And so we do that during the month of February to pay homage and everything on to Black History Month. But we then roll over into the first weekend in March, where we also participate and have a very big role in the Selma to Montgomery March, where we go to Selma, Alabama, and cross over the Edmund Pettus Bridge, where we do that on an annual basis. And we have soldiers that come across from the country. But we are on a constant basis throughout, from January to December, we're doing some sort of not just Black history, but we call it American history, where we're talking about the 9th and 10th Cavalry Buffalo Soldiers and how those Buffalo Soldiers paved the way for military members of today, as well as what they did to help make things better for African Americans.
Okay, that's great. And Miss and Dreammaker, you using the name Buffalo Soldier, which was U.S. Cavalry actual name that the black soldiers used back in the day. Did you have to get permission, or did any of the guys that was still alive at that time, come to you about the name?
Well, let me say this. The name of our organization is the National Association of Buffalo Soldiers and Troopers Motorcycle Club. Now,
Okay.
when I started the club in Chicago, we were the Chicago Buffalo Soldiers with an S. And that conflicted with another club that I was formerly in, and we actually had to go to court. And the way we settled it is I decided to change the name to Buffalo Troopers. So when you do your research, you'll see that we do have a few chapters. I don't know the exact number that are troopers. And if you'll recall, the 9th and 10th Cavalry, they were called troopers. Those are the individuals that rode the horses. They were troopers. So consequently, soldiers, troopers, same thing.
Gotcha. So
Yeah,
I got you. So
Super Dave. Super Dave. So what took place when Dream went to court? It came out it was Buffalo Troopers out of Chicago, and then as the organization began to grow, we had Buffalo Soldier chapters that were started in cities that did not have a Buffalo Soldier organization already. And for those cities that had Buffalo Soldiers, we then implemented the Buffalo Troopers so that there was no conflict there. So thus in 1993, that's where it came to be. 1999, that's where it came to be the National Association of Buffalo Soldiers and Troopers Motorcycle Club. We took all of those chapters and formed one national organization to where that's how we are now. We were 120 chapters strong, but we're down to 113 now.
He having some difficulty over there, Mr. Dreammaker, but he'll be back.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, yeah, because you had you was screaming, so we missed the last little bit of after you said you had 120, and then you down to what number at this point?
113. We're at 113. That was Roadrunner speaking.
Okay. All right. That's cool. That's it. All right, Mr. Dreammaker. Now you said you started the club originally back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, that was a good era for motorcycles. So what was your first bike that you had when you first started riding motorcycles?
When I first started, actually, Super Dave, I started on a Honda Helix, a 250.
Ooh.
And I was actually on an interstate here in Chicago, and a brother rode up to me and he waved at me, asked me, he said, basically get off, let's rap. And when I did, his first comments to me was, what your big ass doing on that little bike? And we both had a laugh. Yeah, we had a laugh, and we became friends. And from that, and he explained to me how he was in the club. And he actually led me to an individual who was selling a 1982 Honda Goldwing, and that was my first big bike. So that's what got me into biking.
Okay. So you started off with 250 to 82. That was
1200, I think. 1200.
Right. 11 or 12. Because they didn't go to 1500 to the 90s. They went to the 15. And right. Okay. So you've been a Goldwing guy your whole riding career?
No. I've had 5 Harleys.
No.
And I currently own 2 Victories.
Oh, that's next on my list. I don't have a Victory in my stable. So I've been looking at some victories lately, and everybody keep telling me don't do it because they don't make parts for it no more, and they gone. But I got to find me one.
Well, I have two, and I thoroughly enjoyed my victories. Like I said, I've had 5 Harleys, and I enjoyed those also.
Okay, but better than the Gold Wing, though, Mr. Dreammaker.
I can't really say that, Super Dave. I mean, it's the flavor of the month. It depends on what you want to ride.
That's true. That's true. Like I said, I got a Harley and a Gold Wing, and I made this pact with myself. I said, if the trip is longer than 6 hours, I'm riding my Gold Wing. If it's under 6, I would trust the Harley.
Right.
That's a pact I got to myself. Yep. So, man. So, but that's just me. And so advice. We talked to Roadrunner and Prez about it last time. People who watching this who not in an organization or thinking about being in an organization or MC. Cole got a lot of females too, so I don't. What advice do you give them before they make a decision on which route to go with for as being in a club or not?
If you're asking me, Super Dave, let me say this. As a rule, as I stated, you tend to get your advice riding from friends. And then as people attend MC parties on the set and they kind of get a flavor, get an idea of what they like in an MC. Our organization tends to be an older organization, okay? And I think Motown said it a couple of weeks ago. We get it in. Now, we like to party also, but remember now, a lot of us are older and, we don't move like we used to move. Also, we get tired early. I know I do. So, but anyway, yeah. But, it's what you want to do. And our organization is, based on writing, educating, and giving back. The educational part is the history of the Buffalo Soldiers, African-American soldiers who served post-Civil War. And as you stated, even though this is the end of Black History Month, we embrace that every day, 365, because people who are unaware of MCs always want to know and engage you about what is the Buffalo Soldiers, who are they? And if you have time, you give them a little history on it. Other than that, you point them to the internet. But there are so many African Americans who have no idea who the Buffalo Soldiers were. There's so many African Americans. Right. We know that, and oftentimes Caucasians will come to you and they'll already know because they looked it up. So, we teach Black History 365, and we're very proud of the positive things that we're able to do within our respective communities.
Okay, that's most definitely good. Most definitely, like I said before, I did the interview with Roadrunner and Prez. I was up under the perception that a lot of people was out of here that y'all was like all military. Y'all was, you can't be a part of the Buffalo Soldier unless you're military or ex-military. And Roadrunner and Prez cleared that up. It's more than I learned about the police department and just ordinary people if you the right fit. And that answered my question and a lot of other people's question who never knew, because it's so many organizational MCs out here that are different. You got like the Masons. You most definitely not getting in them unless you're a Mason. And you got like the Omegas, the Q Dogs have a MC, and I just wanted about the Buffalo Soldiers, and like Roadrunner and Prez cleared up on the last episode was that's not true. Y'all just look for good quality people, and I appreciate that.
Well, Super Dave, can I say this? Let me say this. We have every probably organization that you just mentioned. We got the Divine Nine, and we got military, we got law enforcement, we got individuals that punch a clock every day, up to individuals in government who are part of our organization.
Wow.
What I heard mostly was you had to be a cop, and I have to always clear that up and tell people, no, it's not about being a law enforcement. It's about being a good person. And if this is right for you, do you know the history of the Buffalo Soldiers? Does it interest you? And spread the word. Teach. So that's that's the thing for us. Like I say, we educate, especially young folks. Right now, there's so many young adults, young people who have no idea of the African Americans, what they contributed to this country and fought and died for. So, we're trying to educate them about that.
Yeah, that's good. That's true. And like I said, I got kids, and but I am a product. I'm the youngest out of 15 kids. Like my pops was born back in the early 1900s. So, I had the privilege of hearing stories of how it was to be Black in the South. That's I learned firsthand from my dad. And I don't think I could have made it. And like I was saying earlier, but when we was working on getting you on the air, we just had a Black guy get hung right here outside of Metro Atlanta last week. They found a Black guy hanging from a tree. And this 2026. What's really going on? So like I said, that's why I appreciate organizations and people like you all who keep teaching. Don't never stop. Don't never think that it's over, because it's not. I work in corporate America. Chips work in corporate America. We see it on a daily basis. I work in transportation in Atlanta. I'd have been called a nigger 2 or 3 times in the last couple of years. And this is the 20th century. So, I only could imagine. That's why I said the things that y'all doing as far as education and keeping everybody aware, keep doing it. Keep doing it. I most definitely will, and I don't know, it's an emotional subject for me. I used to tell my dad all the time, I applaud you, because I wouldn't have made it. I would have been fighting. I'm a fighter. I would have made it. I would have been home early in life, but
Hey, Super Dave.
That just, yes.
I got a couple things that hit me here on my phone while you guys are talking, and one of them was one of my frats told me to tell you, Omega don't have a motorcycle club; they have a riding club. So there's a little difference in that.
Oh,
and
correct.
Tell us a little bit how you got your ride name, Super Dave.
Well, y'all make sure y'all ask it for Chips too now. Don't just hit. It's 2 of us on the show, Chips and Dave. But I'll tell you me, okay? My name, Super Dave, was given to me as a youngster. I was Super Dave before I was on the set. I just was lucky enough that my name was able to carry on once I joined the set. But Super Dave was, if any of y'all know about Super Dave Osborne, he was a daredevil. He wasn't afraid to do anything. So my name actually came as a mini Super Dave Osborne. And then, it just fits me.
Okay, what about Chip?
Oh, I'm gonna let Chips tell her own story. Chips, you want to tell your story?
My story is some people may know and some people may not, because we have younger generations in here too. So my name came from California Highway Patrol.
Highway Patrol.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Chips.
And just
The TV show.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Pretty simple. Due to my Suzuki Boulevard, it has the shield. So and I was just riding and it was looking, that's the first thing they saw. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna call you Chips. So we did Chips with a Z and stuck to it.
So
Good deal.
So that's how me and Chips came about our names, and it just happened to stick. And then the MC club that me and her was part of, well, she actually got her names when she got crossed over, and I was just lucky that my prez let me keep my name. So since we're on name Dreammaker, how did you get the name Dreammaker?
Well,
I want to hear that story.
Well, let me give you the shortened version, Super Dave. As a police officer, young police officer, my partner and I were called to, I don't know if you're familiar with the housing projects that used to be in Chicago, and they went up like 20 floors. And I think we were on the 17th floor and the upper 3 floors were vacant. But anyway, it was children left alone. And we got there and there was 2 little kids, probably about 3 and 2. And they were in the apartment by themselves, and no one else was in there, no adult. And of course, we looked around out on the porch and or the rear, the floors, and we couldn't find anybody, so we stayed there. And probably about 15 minutes later, the young lady came in, and we started getting on her, asking her was she crazy? You left these kids, by themselves, but you could see that she was troubled, eyes starry, what have you. And she said she went up to the top floor and she said she was going to jump off to kill herself. And of course, we sat her down, talked to her, and explained to her what she had to live for. First of all, for these kids. Secondly, for herself. She was a little heavy set. And we must have stayed there a good hour and a half. And we talked to her and, kept on. And she assured us that she was okay. She stopped crying. Well, we saw that young lady about a year later, and we're on another call. And when I got out the car, me and my partner, she was standing by her car, and she looked at me and she said, "Officer Thomas, you're my dream maker." And I didn't know what she was talking about. And then she reminded me who she was. And she stated that not only has she moved from the housing projects with her kids, she had a boyfriend and she had lost some weight. And she said, "You saved my life. You my dream maker." And of course, my partner went and told everybody at the damn police station that I'm dream maker. And even the bosses, it stuck with me. And it's been dream maker for the better part of almost 40 years.
Wow. They called you Dreammaker at work?
Man, at roll call, Super Dave, the captain would call out your name and tell you what car you're assigned to. So when he got to me, he said, Dreammaker. So everybody was looking around. I looked at my partner, he was laughing. And Captain said again, Dreammaker. And I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "That's what you are." And like I say, it stuck. And, even to have the bosses, everybody that knew me and people that know me today call me Dreammaker, or they call me Dream. And it's a term of endearment. And like I said,
Wow.
It made me feel good that the young lady had not committed suicide. She had a lot to live for. She said her kids was in school, they were doing great.
Wow. And that's what me. They call me Super Dave at work.
Mm-hmm.
My boss said they call me Super Dave at work. You know, everybody who know me, you know, I was Super Dave before the set, and I'm still Super Dave. That'll be Super Dave when I die. That probably be on my obituary, Super Dave. But it's just good though when you come up and a name, you know, if it fits you, you know, and it sticks, it's an honor, because even though I don't know how it is with the soldiers, but most MCs, once you come out of probate period, they give you a name, you know, and that's the name who you are. You know, when you come out of probate, they give you that name. And I just got lucky that, you know, we're gonna let you stay Super Dave. You know, I did. Roadrunner, you do not gonna escape this question.
What's that?
How did you get that name?
Oh, it's self. You know, you got the cartoon Roadrunner, right? That's my favorite character
Right.
on the cartoon growing up. And so getting out here and going, they just gave me the name Roadrunner because of the way I get on that bike and I get on the road and I move with it. So I got the name of Roadrunner because it's constantly just on the road going.
Wow. Okay. That's what's up.
That's
what's up.
I got a friend. I got a friend that says I was born out the tailpipe of a motorcycle.
That was your friend?
Yeah, I got a friend. That's what he says. He says I was born out of the tailpipe of a motorcycle.
Wow. Remember, I told the story about my homeboy who, you know, his dad was a founder of a club in Atlanta, and when he was born, he brought him and mama home on the back of a KC-1000. That's how he came on the motorcycle, as if that's how he came home from the hospital. You know, I got a lot of people. So I'm looking at San Antonio chapters checking in, Savannah chapters checking in. Man, there's so many people on here, Roadrunner.
Yeah, we got New Jersey on Arizona. Here. We got South Florida. We got Harvard, Connecticut, Detroit, Michigan, North Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Sierra Vista, Arizona.
Yeah, Detroit. I see everybody. You know, welcome. You know, everybody. I see you. My man Mofo from Block Burners here in Atlanta. You know, I see. I holler at you after the show. It's a lot, man. Y'all really know how to impact the party. You know, Dreammaker. I told them when I first seen them in full action at the Proc convention, it's like if it's 2,000 people at Proc, 1,000 of them are Buffalo Soldiers.
Did Reggie tell you that we were only allowed so many? Super Dave, did he tell you that we were only allowed a certain amount? You know, at our national conventions, I mean, you know, over 2,000 folks in black and gold. Hey, that ain't nothing. It's a lot of soldiers and troopers, a lot, and that's a credit to the national president and to our national staff. Let me say that. That's a credit to not only our national staff, it's a credit to the organization. First of all, so many people ask me, Super Dave, how did y'all get so many people to join your motorcycle club? And how is it that you guys are able to operate throughout the country and as a rule, no drama? I said, but first of all, as I told you earlier, we tend to be an older club. And I really think it's the meaning of the club and the fact that we do ride, we get it in, we ride, we educate, and we give back. And you have to believe in something, you know, that, you know, to be able to have people come and join an organization, they got to believe in you. You as the president, national president, secretary, treasurer, all your officers, even in your local chapters, you have to believe in what you're trying to do. And remember, out of those 113 chapters, those are every chapter is in a different state, city, So you're making a difference, hopefully. And we know you're doing that in every city that you're in, and you're making a positive difference. You know, people are looking to hear from you. You know, it can't be all about partying, Super Dave. It can't be. You know, we all like to get together and have a good time. But it, in my opinion, it can't be solely on partying. You got to have another component to that.
That's true. That's most definitely true. You know, and I'm a firm believer in, you know, my two things I like at being on set is community service and riding. You know, give me those two first, and you know, I might could party a little bit, but you know, community service and putting miles on my bikes is number 1 and 2 for me. Yeah. Most definitely. So, you know, I got to ask you this infamous question, Mr. Dreammaker, before you go. What is your helmet of choice and why you like the helmet?
Well, to be honest with you, right now, I don't know if it's a HJC or Shoei or, you know, it's what do you call the helmets where you can raise the which
the modular helmet.
Modular. My wife is over in the chair talking about the face shield, the modular helmet, the modular helmet. Like I say, I don't know if it's the HJC or what have you, and anyone that's going to protect that dome. Now, one of the things that Reggie can tell you in the press, they stated to our organization, all the gear all the time. The acronym, what do you call it, Reggie? ATGAT? ATGAT, all the gear all the time. You know, let me tell you something, Super Dave, it's nothing worse than hearing about a member in your organization going down on their bike. But it's even worse when you hear that they've injured themselves or gotten taken out of here because they didn't have on the right equipment. They didn't have on safety equipment, from your helmet down to your boots, something that cover your ankles, you know, and so many of us have ridden, you know, come up, as you say, on the set, and we ride in gym shoes. I never rode in shorts. Them Harleys was just too hot. But you know,
yeah, most definitely.
Oh Lord, Jesus! But you got to have the proper gear, so it's required in our club. If you wearing your cut, you need to be in the proper helmet. You need you know, all the safety gear on that you're supposed to have on. That's required.
Okay. That's a good requirement. I most definitely believe in it. Safety first. You know, I'm one of the ones that, you know, in the states that, you know, helmets are not allowed. I'll be the one with my helmet on. You know, everybody else, I'll be that one that have my helmet on, you know. Firm believer in wearing my helmet.
Okay.
And what Roadrunner? Let me see. I remember. What was your helmet of choice, Roadrunner? You weren't one of them LS2 guys, was you?
Mine was an LS2. Yeah, myself and Motown, we both laid it out that it's the LS2 that we prefer.
Yeah, I still been doing my research on the LS2, you know, and right now I ain't been getting nothing but good reviews, So, you know, I'm gonna start my GoFundMe to get me and Chips out LS2s.
LS2s. Hey, go to Cycle Gear. Go to Cycle Gear. They'll give you a good discount on it also.
Right. So I'll make sure I tell them. Roadrunner told me to come here.
Yeah.
So I can me and Chips need our LS2s. But you know, Dreammaker, you know, from Helmets and Microphone, me and Chips, man, we want to thank you so much for giving us an opportunity to sit down and talk to you and get this history. You know, like I said, I told Chips we had to move some other people out the way this week because this interview had to happen tonight. You know, we had to move some people out the way, but they understood. we'll get them next month. But thank you again, and thank you for what you did for the MC culture. Most definitely appreciate it. It's noticed, it's seen, and it's appreciated.
Well, I'm appreciate being on here, Super Dave. Keep doing what you're doing. You and Chips is hiding in the background, but keep this medium for the MC.
I'm gonna bring it back.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey Chips, this medium for the MC culture. I mean, this is great. This is a great way to reach a lot of MCs out here. And even though we come from different states, different sets, I would like to see this MC set move as one. It's a big challenge, but I'd like to see us move as one. Do you know what we could do economically if that MC, this whole MC culture got together and as far as purchasing motorcycles, gear, what have you, man, we could do a lot. We could do a hell of a lot if we could just, have some continuity in the minds to do things.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, and with organizations like you all's, and most definitely me and Chips, we pushing it. We want everybody to come together as one to, one like my favorite movie drum line, one band, one sound. We could do it. We could do it. And one perception, I keep getting these bad tastes in my mouth. A friend of mine work in a school system kind of outskirt of Atlanta, and they're teaching their kids that all motorcycle clubs are gang members. And that bothered me really bad. It bothered me because it's so not true.
That's true. When Stupid Dave, that's when you should get in touch with those administrators and ask, could you do a program? Can you today here on the outskirts of Chicago, one of our probies did his community service at a high school. And as I stated earlier, so many young African Americans and people my age still don't know who the Buffalo Soldiers were. And they have maybe a negative perception about motorcycle clubs. And that's an excellent opportunity to clear that up.
Oh wow. That's it's sad dream making that is that way. But I feel like, with the work that you all started, and with people like me and Chips to keep it pushing, and you all, and I feel we'll get there. I really do. I don't know when. I don't know whether I'll be alive to see it, but I feel like we will get there.
Hey, Super Dave. They're always gonna hear the bad things about motorcycle clubs, but they don't get enough publicity. We don't get enough publicity on the good things that motorcycle clubs do. So what we got to do is make sure that all the MCs out here understand that when you're doing good in the hood, as we say here in the NABS TMC, we call it doing good in the hood. As you do good, you need to make sure that information gets out to the media and it's talked about. That way it will help with that conversation that they have about MCs being nothing but gangs. Because, there are so many out here that's so far from that we need to be able to get that and communicate that out. And the best way to do that, and as you heard Dream say, we had one of our probies there in Chicago went out today. He had a high school presentation he had to do as part of his community service and part of his probationary period is to go into the school and talk to those kids and get them and educate them on the history of the Buffalo Soldiers. So that's what I think we need to do more of in order to get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
I most definitely agree. Most definitely agree. And like I said, me and Chips will do what we can as far as, making that happen, and like I said, that's pretty much what our platform is about. Anybody doing anything, let's spread it. Let's spread the word. That's why I like that with this. We reaching people all over the nation. Once me and you ran down that list, running, man, I see people from California, all the way over to Georgia, Arizona, who watching. So if we spreading the word nationally like this, I really feel like we can make the change.
Yep. Hey, just before we go, Super Dave, I want to say to you and Chip,
So
thank you guys for reaching out to the organization and bringing us into this and letting our national president 2 weeks ago come on here and speak, and for bringing our founder, Dreammaker, in as a homage to Black History Month, because as you and I was talking about, you was talking about Black history and what it means, and here it is, we got somebody like Dreammaker, who has started one of the largest motorcycle club in the nation. And, you know, this is Black history as we're walking around and living today. So we were from the organization, we really want to thank you guys for shining the light on this organization and bringing our founder and our national president on to speak. Our national president is one of those individuals that's in that chat line there. Motown, he was the first one to log on there, so he is watching and doing what he does out of El Paso, Texas. So again, on behalf of our national staff and the organization as a whole, we want to thank you guys for shining that spotlight on the NABS TMC, and we really appreciate it. If there's anything that we could do for you guys in the future, please reach out and let us know.
Okay, thank you most definitely. And we were glad to have you.
And, all right, we're not gonna hold y'all, and Roadrunner, I most definitely be in touch with you. I got some stuff I need to talk to you about, so I'll be in touch with you. And Dreammaker, man, once again, thank you. You know, I believe in giving people their flowers while they still alive, and thank you.
Yeah, y'all give me.
Thank you.
Y'all give me my flowers.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Super Dave, I'm gonna do something and I'm gonna get in trouble for doing this, okay? Hey, Super Dave, I'm gonna do something, but I'm gonna get in trouble for doing this. All right?
Okay.
You know they say, you know, Dreammaker is a great guy, and you know what they say: behind every good guy is what?
A good woman.
Is an awesome woman. And let me tell you, his wife,
great woman,
I call Mom, Miss Annie. She has been there with him from the start, and from the very beginning of this all the way to today. So she's in the background back there, and she's probably gonna call me in a little bit and jump on me for putting it out there. But she is always there with him, and she has been here from has been very supportive in giving him the time to help build this organization. So want to say to Miss Annie, thank you for everything that you do.
Yeah, she hear you.
Shouts out to Miss Annie.
Thank you, Miss Annie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, she said thank you. And listen, guys.
Mm-hmm.
One team, one dream.
One team, one dream.
That's right. One team, one dream.
One team,
our
one
organization.
Dream.
That's right.
That'll be our motivation moment for the night.
That's right. One team, one dream.
All right.
One team, one dream. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to y'all later, and thank y'all most definitely for
thank you
coming on and being a part.
Thank you, Super Dave. Right. Thank you, Chips.
Thank you.
All right.
Awesome.
Wow, Chips. That was great. That was great, man.
More knowledge being put
like
out
I said,
there.
Thanks to all the viewers who was watching. You know, who all you had seen who was watching? I know you said Mofo, what's up, bro? I'm gonna holler at you after the show. Who else?
We had Boom that was on there. We had most definitely Buffalo Soldiers National, Oklahoma, Miami.
Yeah.
He was a host of Kentucky, El Paso, San Antonio. It's a list.
I see Kansas City.
Kansas City,
a whole lot of them. You know, shouts out to the Buffalo Soldiers.
Atlanta, Albany.
Yeah, man. And make sure y'all like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Man,
we appreciate y'all.
Connecticut. Man, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. So Like I said, let's thank our sponsors before we get in trouble. Dream House, Keisha. I already got your message. Event Philippe, yours of Atlanta, the Five Factor Crescendo, and Autonomous Riders. Thank all our sponsors for helping us when couldn't do it without you all. So, Chips, next week, we got a very, how can I say, next week's show? It's gonna be kind of emotional for me, but we're gonna help pull it through it. We're gonna pull it through it. I don't know why my sponsors, I guess they wanted just an extra sponsorship time. But let's go. We'll like I said, we'll be ready for next week, and we'll we'll deal with it as it comes. So y'all be on the lookout for advertisement for next week's show, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.
Keep your helmet on, keep your mic hot. Until next time, stay ready. Peace.